Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
Hey, what's happening, fam? Welcome to another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real, so please do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. On today's conversation, Virginia Supreme Court recently struck down the redistricting referendum after it had won in a fair election. Virginia voters voting in favor of the congressional map change, and SCOTUS said no, they're striking it down and decided to keep current maps in place, which means for the most part, and until otherwise, it's going to be maintaining at a 6-5. We're going to talk about that later on in the show. Also, Donald Trump takes Trump's media company takes a huge loss, which is no shocker because I don't know if y'all realize, but Trump is not the best businessman. All right. So everything he touches turns to crap, even though he tries so hard to paint everything gold, have everything gold. His stuff turns to crap. Trump University, a dud. Trump Casino, a dud. He tried to own a expansion team, a pro football expansion team back with the USFL or UFL. That didn't work out. So much stuff that he has invested in has not worked out at all. What else can I see here? Also, the recent decision out in Tennessee I spoke most of for the most part on that on the last show, but more and more it just gets worse and worse, right? We're seeing this redistricting battle happening all across the nation, and really with this one happening in Virginia is a win for Republicans. Republicans are celebrating. Obviously, Democrats are furious over it. So we gonna kind of dive deep into this because I think it is an interesting conversation to speak on because in one case, when it comes to redistricting, we've only seen one party really achieve this redistricting, and it's been the Republicans. I have yet to see Democrats achieve in a redistricting war. Now, you have some states that decided not to even participate in it, which I respect because at the end of the day, gerrymandering takes the privilege, it takes the power out of the voters, which at the end of the day, the voters have all the power. We're going to talk about it here on the Arrington Gavin Show. As always, my friends, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule for chiming in. This is episode 584. And, we drop new shows weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, as well as wherever you get your podcasts, whether it's iHeart, Spotify, Apple, just to name a few. Also, you can listen to us on the radio airway. Shout out to our affiliates, WBOK 1230 a.m. out in New Orleans. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights at 7 p.m. Central Time. Again, that's only on WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about. And then we're going to head over to Las Vegas, KSHP 1400 a.m. and 107.1 FM. You can listen into the Arrington Gavin Show Fridays at 8 p.m. Pacific Time. Again, that's only on KSHP 1400 AM and 107.1 FM. And then lastly, we're going to head over to the Metro Atlanta area to WDJY 99.1 FM. Weeknights, you can listen into the Arrington Gavin Show, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, that is on WDJY 99.1 FM, straight talk. And also, fam, you can check out past episodes of the Arrington Gavin Show by downloading the GOATverse TV app, which is another one of our partners there, GOATverse TV. You can check out past episodes of the Arrington Gavin Show on their app. All you have to do is download the app on your app store, Google Play Store, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV. So yes, those are all the outlets, all the platforms where you can tune into us, tune into the show. Also, we're trying to continue to build up our YouTube channel, so please do me a favor, like, subscribe, share with a friend, share with family. We have a goal to hit 5,000 by the end of the year. We're slowly but surely getting up there, right? We have new subscribers each and every day, which we can't, thank you enough. Because I remember when I first started this show, man, I was doing 25-30 minutes max, and I came from I was coming from a podcast that I did with a bunch of people, and I'm like, okay, this is me. I'm doing this is gonna be my baby. I'm gonna rock this the way I want to rock it, and I want to talk and do it. And it was a struggle. I will say I was extremely rusty. I've had my rusty moments, but I was very rusty. And seeing how this has grown, again, we're at 584. We're almost at 600 shows, y'all. 600 shows of the Arrington Gavin Show. So we are continuing to keep that momentum going each and every day. And I couldn't thank you all enough with the support and just that momentum, man. I want to keep on keeping this continuing. So again, subscribe to our YouTube channel. I truly appreciate that. What we're gonna do next, we're gonna head to a commercial break. We're going to talk a little more after that and more. So do not change that dial. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story. Crafted precisely, designed for impact, and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric, it's about fit and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs. And we're gonna bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create. From weddings to corporate events and everything in between, we specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023, and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to
And we still in traffic.
Don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up. Yeah, this that new GOATverse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of the app he said?
Introducing GOATverse TV.
GOATverse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In GOATs, we trust.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
Welcome back, my friends. Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. Let's get it going with our first story here. Check this out, y'all. I just read this and I'm like, wait, we gotta talk about this. So check this out. Mexico City nightclub charging Americans a $300 entry fee while citizens from any other country gets in for just $20. Now, I don't know how true this is, but I'm gonna check. This is reported by the Jasmine brand here. Let me check this out here. Says here a Mexico City nightclub in the Roma Norte neighborhood has gone viral over its tired covered or tier is that tyrant covered charge system. Apparently the 5,000 pesos, while which is apparently the club is called Japan. There we go. I lost my place. Charges U.S. citizens nearly $300 for entry, which is around 5,000 pesos, while visitors from other countries pay around $20. Mexicans and other Latin American patrons have to pay roughly $14, and students and teachers pay even less. The nightclub's Instagram posted framing the pricing as discounts for those who need it. Quickly spread online and drew thousands of reactions, with many users supporting the move. Quote here says, "It's not that we charge gringos more, it's that we offer discounts to people that need it," while also noting that citizens of the USA don't get a discount. Club owner Federico Crispo, I believe I pronounced that right, said the pricing structure was intended as a response to a year of insults directed at us from the United States, as well as concerns over gentrification and rising living costs in Mexico City, driven in part by foreign arrivals. I'll be honest. Can you blame them? Can you blame them? I see more people in the U.S. saying like, good for them. Good for them. Go and raise some prices up. I mean, like, that's crazy. Just say you don't say you mad without saying you not. Saying you mad. Like $300 cover charge compared to their other countries are getting $20. Well, I wonder where did the frustration start? Shall we? Do we need to backtrack of when somebody went down some escalators and called them out their names, called them everything but a child of God? Okay. Do we recall when we had a Latin star that was performing in the last Super Bowl that so many folks got so irritated because it was going to be performed in Spanish? And it was so bad that they needed to create their the all-American halftime show, which was garbage. Okay, hot garbage. You had Kid Rock, who for some odd reason, Kid Rock is not famous for his music. He's famous for being the cheerleader to the president, just like any other. Again, you can't ask me what hit song does Kid Rock have. I don't know. All I know is Kid Rock is the guy that bought a dozen cases of Bud Light, shot at it, okay, and that's it. And he performed at the RNC, which was hilarious because he trying to rock the house and this and that, and I don't know what was happening there. Woo, woo, woo. That was so sad to see. So sad to see. So again, $300 cover charge. It's not a shocker. I'm surprised we're just not finding this now, in all honesty. But that was Yeah, that's interesting there. Also, I want to continue on the story. Van Lathan. Van Lathan is a journalist, podcaster, uh commentator. I mean, he's a, a jack of all trades. And he recently posted on social media his GOP death chart. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Because I mean, we all have our like contenders of who is who and where they line in and what place are they in or which side can rely on these contenders. Now, he gave us a full 10. But he has 3 people tied for 9th place. Now, I've shared it with you all. Come 2028, I really don't see who the parties can fight. Well, I can see more on the lights on the right than on the left. I don't see figures the people on the left can follow behind or can say this is a person we need to put in up front in a powerful position per se, or we need to move them forward because they are going to be the leader of the party come year 2028 when it's time to run to serve as president. So let me read you Van Lathan's GOP, and then I'm going to play you a clip from a Democrat sharing how his party's kind of, we're slightly struggling. We don't have the answers at the moment, but let me share you Van Lathan's GOP death chart. So number 10, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who serves as the governor of Arkansas. She was also the former press secretary, White House press secretary under Donald Trump. Tied for 9th place. 3 people. It's a 3-way tie. You got Josh Hawley. All right. I believe Josh Hawley is, where is he? Let me read his stats here because I'm blanking on where he represents. I want to say now I sound like Trump. I want to say is he Florida? Oh, let's see if I'm right, y'all. Doom. See, it would help if my iPad will move faster than my brain here. He is, I know he's a senator, but which state is he out of? He is out of, okay, I was way off. He's out of Missouri. My bad. So you got you got him, you got Mark Wayne Mullen. All right. You got Tom Cotton. All right. So that's tied at number 9. Check this out who we got at number 8. Now this is Van's per his take. Stephen A. Smith as his on his GOP depth chart at number 8. I think that's low key a shot. Because I'll be honest, y'all. Majority of Democrats, and I'll even say majority of a good number of Black Democrats. I'm not going to speak for all Black people. I'm speaking as an independent, and yeah, I'm as a Black man, but I'm not speaking for all African Americans. There's a large number of people that are not fans of Stephen A. Smith. Me personally, and I always get heat for doing this, I do not see it. Like, I slightly see the fact that, okay, you will say, oh, is he picking sides or is he doing stuff that's not helping the party? See, when you live a life of curiosity, right? When you live a life of always asking questions, I feel as though in today's day and age, you get attacked for asking those questions. Like when you share your honest freaking opinion, you always get attacked. And I'll be honest, Stephen A. will ask questions that everyone's thinking. I'll be very honest. Now, you might not agree the fact that he's criticizes the left, talking with folks like Sean Hannity, folks that he considers his friend Hannity is a MAGA elitist. Really, I mean he's always going to continue to kiss up to Trump. I mean, he literally he said, "Hey, I'm tired of this liberal New York. I'm moving," and he's from New York. That's his home. I'm moving to Florida. I'm a Floridian now. Like, it don't get no worse than that. But people don't like when Stephen A. Smith talks about the Democratic Party or anything to Sean Hannity. Look, Sean Hannity's going to ask questions that Sean Hannity wants to hear. Vice versa, you see Stephen A. on Cuomo, right? Cuomo is a person that shares how he doesn't like both parties either. I mean, I'll be honest, I never seen anything conservative. I can never see Stephen A. Smith even being a Republican. I'll be very honest. Even Stephen A., who says he's a registered independent, he said his words. He said if he had to run, he would align more with the Democrats. He would run as a Democrat. Yet Democrats are like, no, we don't want him. Here's the thing, y'all. And I'm just speaking to Democratic voters, Democratic elected officials. You criticize Stephen A. Smith, but guess what? Stephen A. Smith, someone like that is going to attract people from opposing sides to say, well, maybe let's lean, because you can't find somebody on the fringes. You can't find someone that is not going to discuss or talk with the opposing side or willing to, work together, work bipartisanship. You're not. Y'all don't have anybody. I'll be very honest. You don't have anybody. I'm just on number 8, y'all. Number 7 is Pete Hegseth, who's the what do you call it? The Secretary of Defense. You got Ron DeSantis, Florida governor. You have Glenn Youngkin, former Virginia governor. You have Brian Kemp, Georgia governor. Tucker Carlson, former Fox News host. Now he conservative talk show, political commentator, journalist. He has his own platform, Tucker Carlson Network. JD Vance, vice president, and he put Marco Rubio at number 1. I agree with Van on Marco at number 1 over JD. I don't see JD as a strong candidate, even though he's the vice, and the party would kind of push JD forward because he's the vice. But I'll be honest, you've never seen, VPs are never really successful in presidential races. I know Al Gore did not win. I know Mike Pence did not succeed. Who else? I don't think Dick Cheney. I'm not aware of Dick Cheney because I was too young at that time, but I don't know if he ran for president. He had bad health issues anyway. I mean, to my awareness, Biden was like the first one in a while to win an election. And again, he was one because people were desperate and ready to get Trump out. I don't think Joe Biden was a strong candidate personally, but going back to JD Vance, I don't see JD Vance as being a strong candidate. JD was simply just to bring in more young people, to have a change of scenery. I was surprised when Trump even chose him as a VP, but hey, JD was a kind of on the momentum train of being a rising star in the GOP. He was a Hillbilly Elegy, was very successful. It was a book that was turned into a movie, and he had just won this Senate race out in Ohio, and so we saw him slowly but surely winning in the winning in certain periods. Let me see here of how long, because JD Vance was not a senator for long. I don't think he even was a senator more than a year. So senators serve a term of 6 years. One term is 6 years. He only served as a U.S. Ohio senator from 23 to January of 2023 to January of 2025. Like what? A year and some change. I mean, that wasn't even like a full. That wasn't even full. 2 maybe 2 years and some change. So he is and he's still young, 41 years old. Obviously the age is gonna be attractive to most voters, like, oh, we got a young guy, new face. But he's I mean, JD Vance is a tool. I don't see him as being a strong, reliable candidate. Now, Marco, I see Marco being the GOP's contender. He's Secretary of State currently. I see him being a strong contender. He's run before. He's been in office before. He's not all the way MAGA. He's I wouldn't even say I'll consider him more of a modern Republican. I'll put him at modern Republican-ish. Tucker Carlson, who is now anti-Trump, right? He's telling folks, I apologize for even going to the campaign trail for him. So folks are accusing him of, oh, this is all of a part of his plan because he might make a presidential bid. I would not want to live in a world where Tucker Carlson is president. Oh my gosh, I don't think that might be worse than Trump. I could not see that happening. I could not see that. Brian Kemp, no. Would he run? You never know. Maybe he might run as for senator, but I don't see him running for president. Youngkin has been. They've always gassed up Youngkin, saying he's going to run for president, this and the other. Youngkin was a one-term governor out in Virginia. Never served on a political position, but won, and he beat a former governor, Terry McAuliffe. And Youngkin, money, very well off. He is soft-spoken. He ran with the well, here's the thing. He never spoke on Trump, so I can't say he ran as a moderate because you really just never knew. He never spoke about Trump during his campaign election. He knew his strategy was superb. He never had a freaking cutout board of Trump at his rallies. He ended up winning. He won the hearts of independents. He won the hearts of some Democrats. Okay, he won the hearts of all Republicans, and so he served. I will put him in the boat of like a Mike Pence, Tim Scott, the Mr. Nice Guy kind of thing, but not going to go so far. I think he might try to pursue a Senate in the future, maybe Congress. I don't know, but I don't see him, maybe serving a White House position at best. DeSantis losses. He had his chance. His momentum is gone. His stock value, for presidency is gone. Good luck. He's done after his terms are over as governor. Hegseth, hell to the no. Yeah. Then so I just thought that was an interesting lineup of people where he had we had as his GOP depth chart. Now we heard the GOP. Now I'm gonna give you my Democrat depth chart. So I'm most likely not going to give you full 10 because I don't think they barely have 5. But I think number 1, Josh Shapiro, governor out of Pennsylvania. I think number 2, I'm going to give you my favorites. Number 2, I'll put Wes Moore. Number 3, I'm gonna throw a progressive in there. Number 3, I might say AOC. I'm gonna throw an AOC in there. Number 4. Number 4. Jeez. See, this one gets hard because I really Buttigieg. I'll say Pete Buttigieg. Number 5, I'll throw in Newsom, and I'm gonna explain why I got Newsom so far. Those are my top 5. I know someone. Oh, I'm sorry. Number 6, I'll put Andy Beshear, governor out of Kentucky. Yeah. So 6. I'll give you my 6. I can't think of anybody more. Newsom, to me, even though he is a polished, he looks very presidential. You just can't. Me personally, I can't see any California elected official serving the country. I don't. To me, their portfolio is not successful when you look at the state of California. When you look at the state of California, I don't see them as being successful. So I don't see them as a good, solid, reliable candidate. Now, I'll have to speak with more Californians and get their takes, especially California Democrats, but I don't see it. I really don't see it. Andy Beshear being a Democratic governor representing the state of Kentucky, which I would assume to be very red, is a stretch. Now, if James Tallarico wanted to run for presidency, but again, he's running for U.S. Senate, which will be a 6-year term. Now, excuse me. If he wanted to possibly, would Tallarico be a good vice? Yes. Could he be a good president? Absolutely. But let's see how this Senate race turns out for him, because he is a Democratic nominee, and this Texas Senate race, will be interesting to see. I'm not putting Kamala Harris at all in that list. Nothing against her. I just think that her momentum, I go back to stock value. I think her political stock value is gone. Now, she's still very, 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 very well liked and supported by the Black community. Black people love Kamala Harris, and they will stand with her. 10 toes down. She still has that Black vote base. Now, on the Democratic side, the Black vote is one of the most important votes that you need to bring in. And when you look at some of those names that I've mentioned, Newsom don't have it. Buttigieg doesn't have it. Josh Shapiro, he might have it. Wes Moore, yeah, he has it. He definitely has it. Representing, governor out of Maryland. I know he's focused right now on Maryland. He will be a great president. I think he's a great debater. He has the swagger. Man has served. He's respected by both sides. He is out. He's not all the way progressive, but he's also not all the way moderate. He's that old school Democrat. You know what I mean? He's just that old school Democrats, how they used to be back in the day. All right. So the left has some work to do when it comes to their names. There's a clip that I want to see if I have it up here. This gentleman who was, I believe, what was he? I believe he was like the co-founder of the Dallas Young Democrats. Let me see if I still have it up here. There we go. Okay, co-president Chris Leal, Dallas Young Democrats co-president. He was on Will Cain's show recently, and I want to share you what he had said in regards to Democrats searching for their leader, who will be leading the party come 2028. So let me go ahead and share this to you all.
Kamala Harris and the lack of enthusiasm to see her, who is a front runner right now for Democrats in 2028.
Sure. I think we're going to see a lot of candidates get in for president next cycle. But fundamentally, what I think is going on here is something that the Republicans already went through 15 years ago. They had an internal, revolt within the party, a realignment within the party, starting with the Tea Party. The Tea Party walked so MAGA could run, I think. And for better or worse, the Democrats have resisted this internal pressure for quite some time, from the base that would like to see different directions from the party. And so I think that's what's driving a lot of this, the discourse that you see in the headlines and the disagreements.
What is that revolution? What is the Tea Party of the Democrat Party? Is it democratic socialism?
Probably. Yeah, probably.
Kamala Harris and
So democratic socialism is the Tea Party. This what the gentleman said. The Tea Party of the left. So you got folks like Zoran Mamdani, newly elected mayor out of New York, which people love him. Right now, it's funny because I have some family members, old school, old New Yorkers in the family that's not crazy about Mamdani. Just a a small handful. Because I come from a conservative Democratic household. I come from a conservative Democratic family. I have a family. In my family, we had Republicans, Democrats. I mean, independent. Like it was a mixture. That's why I'm so used to like being around like this now. And so yeah, we got some that are that enjoy that like him. There's some that's like he's a little too extreme to them. I look at it like this because there's also a Democratic socialist running for mayor that I spoke of, running for mayor of Los Angeles, along with Karen Bass and Spencer Pratt. And so the question is, because you see the pattern of socialism or socialists, their key word is free this, free that. And don't get me wrong, like America is the wealthiest country in the world. We have the funds, but at the end of the day, okay, in order to cover a lot of free stuff, somebody is getting that taken away. And I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not gonna be that person who'll be like, we don't need to have billionaires in our world, right? It's unconstitutional, it's unlawful to have billionaires that exists. Like, no. If they work to a level of success that brought in a certain amount of money that now has gone up to be in the billions, they've earned that. I don't have an issue with that. I'm not going to always be on these people that attack all the billionaires. Now I get it. I mean, if you want to tax the more you make, the more you're going to get taxed. But again, in order for you to live a certain standard, in order for you to help keep this country afloat, supply and demand. If you want to have a certain lifestyle, if you want to have the privileges of being a U.S. citizen, yeah, it comes with certain requirements, and that's why people always will use this in the defense of immigrants. For those that are undocumented citizens, but they pay U.S. tax dollars on a regular, they help keep this country afloat. Then it's like, okay, have some leniency with them. Don't just come and say, oh, you're undocumented, you're out of here, no, because all those years they've been living, you were taking their they tax paying dollars. So it's like, okay, make it make sense, ladies and gents. Make it make sense. I'm continue to do more research when it comes to these Democratic socialists. Do I think that they are the Tea Party of the left? Possibly, but you don't see this. They haven't been a large number of Democratic socialists, I think, that has really grown within the party, right? Nor do I see them succeeding overall, because Virginia is not going to win. I don't think on Democratic socialists. Me personally, I don't see that going. We're considered a purple state. We got Republicans, we got some Democrats here. They got a good handful of independents. You got some libertarians here as well. Will they succeed in Texas? Probably not. Will they succeed in Florida? Probably not. Will they succeed in Vermont? Possibly. Oregon? Possibly. It's all going to vary how we look at it from here, ladies and gents. As I digress from that story here, real quick, one more story I want to share before we head to a commercial break. Out in Charlotte, North Carolina, the mayor out there, it was recently announced that the longtime mayor is that V. Lyles had announced that she was stepping down as mayor after it says here after getting reelected 6 months ago. So I'm reading this from the Charlotte Observer, and it says here that Mayor V. Lyles announced a surprise resignation 6 months after her reelection. She says she had plans to step down less than half through her latest term, leading the nation's 14th largest city. The 5-term Democrat will resign June 30th, spokesperson shared in a statement. Lyles will not run for another term in 2027. This is a quote here. She said, "Serving as Charlotte's mayor has been the honor of my life. I am proud of our record navigating various challenges, strengthening our economy, investing in our neighborhoods, and building a foundation for Charlotte's continued success during a time of rapid growth. Now it's time for the next phase of my life to spend more time with my grandchildren and for someone new to lead us forward." As in all things politics, I am sure there will be speculations as to why I am making this decision now. Simply put, I am going to spend time with my grandchildren. Like many of us, I have missed some moments with them and intend to not miss any more. Some wondered whether Lyles, who's 73 years old, would run for re-election in 2025, but she ultimately mounted a campaign and easily defeated her primary and general election opponents. Her departure is likely to trigger a crowded field of mayoral candidates in 2027. Now, here's my frustration here. Yes, why now? If you knew, look, you was going to resign 6 months after you was reelected, then why even pursue running for reelection? See, this is stuff that always gets suspect from voters because they're like, okay, what's the deal here? What's the deal? What's up? Because you wasted our time. You wasted donors' time who donated to your campaign because it takes money to run a campaign. She was first elected in 2017, becoming Charlotte's first African-American female mayor when she unseated incumbent Jennifer Roberts in a heated Democratic primary, then defeated a Republican general election opponent. Her time in local government began a long time then, though not in the spotlight. Says here, trying to see, she served time with the city as a budget analyst and then worked her way up to budget director and assistant city manager before running for office in 2013, in which she won an at-large city council seat and chosen as mayor pro temp from 2015 to 2017. So look, successful career, right? Again, still very, when it hits you, it hits you. But at the end of the day, I just think then if that was the case, you should have ran for re-election. But congrats on your service, Madam Mayor. And Charlotte does have its hiccups. One of my dear best friends served in law enforcement up there in Charlotte, and Charlotte always is a beautiful city, but the crime is always, you got to work on it. Okay, you got to be careful, which like most metropolitan cities are. They have high crime, but Charlotte's a beautiful city. And again, congrats on your service. But yeah, we'll see who's going to be the next, the one next that wants to run and become the next mayor. We're going to tune into that. Let's go ahead and take a quick breather, y'all. You're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
Let me tell you something that most people get wrong about suits. A suit isn't just about you wearing it. It's how you show the world who you are. It's your handshake before you say a word, your presence when you step into any room. That's why we design statements at Dapper Luke. We don't just make suits. We'll start with the fabrics that tell your story. Luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends sourced from the finest mills in Italy, the UK, and India. Then we'll combine that with your vision, your personality, and your style. Every detail is tailored to you, from the fit to the finish. Whether for your wedding, a gala, the boardroom, we specialize in creating custom suits that are unique, just like the men who wear them. We spent years perfecting this craft, apprenticing under designers in New York and showcasing collections in New York and for Baltimore Fashion Week. None of that matters as much as seeing the look on your face when you try on your custom suit. Over 900 clients have already trusted us to deliver the best custom suits. They trust me to deliver the confidence. We proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore and would be honored to bring your vision to life next. Let's create something unforgettable. Book your free consultation today at www.dapperluke.com.
Right, family. All right. So look, our last story, because I know I'm going to talk a lot about this. Okay. Going to talk a lot about this story. Supreme Court of Virginia strikes down redistricting amendment, keeps current maps in place. The current maps, which is a 6-5, 6 Democrats, 5 Republicans, where April 21st, which the whole referendum was led by longtime, very influential Democratic State Senator Luis Lucas and House Speaker Democrat Delegate Don Scott. They led a charge for a redistricting referendum to change the maps from its 10-5, from its 6-5 to a 10-1. Now, from the beginning, I didn't think that was, in my opinion, fair. Why? Because if you want fair, when you promote saying fair elections, it don't get no fairer than a 6-5. And on top of that, you had the majority by a seat. But the reason for this, they were saying this is in response to Washington. This is in response to this Trump administration, who has been contacting states by state, saying, hey, look, I need extra seats. I need you to bump this whole census cycle. I need you to do a redistricting mid-cycle so I can win some seats come this midterm in 2026. And so we see this occurring. And when this was happening, you had Democrats and Republicans going back and forth. Even though this was a nonpartisan issue, you still had folks going back and forth, but majority Democrats in favor for the yes, and Republicans in voting no. Let me play you this clip here and we'll talk more about it on the other side.
Some big repercussions for state lawmakers. Michaela Shelton has been speaking to lawmakers today from both sides of the aisle. What are they telling you, Michaela?
Yeah, Natalie, Republican lawmakers we spoke to are celebrating the decision, while Democrats are saying it sends a disturbing message. U.S. Senator Tim Kaine said, quote, if the Virginia Supreme Court had legitimate concerns about this referendum, the time to stop it would have been before 3 million Virginians cast their ballots. He went on to say, quote, but the court let the process move forward and Virginians sent a message loud and clear. We see President Trump's brazen power grab in states across the country, and we won't stand for it, end quote. U.S. Senator Mark Warner said, quote, while I respect the Virginia Supreme Court's decision, it's impossible to ignore that more than 3 million Virginians already cast their ballots on the amendment and deserve to have their voices heard. U.S. Congressman Morgan Griffith agrees with the ruling.
Well, I'm very pleased. I think the Supreme Court made the correct legal ruling. That was a case of first impression, and it wasn't easy for the court to make that decision. We've been through the legislative process starting on Halloween of last year. And then we, of course, had the referendum a couple of weeks ago, but I think the court made the correct decision.
Governor Abigail Spanberger, who campaigned heavily for redistricting, says she's disappointed in the ruling, but her focus is on, quote, ensuring that all voters have the information necessary to make their voices heard this November in the midterm elections. Meanwhile, President Trump, who played a role on both sides of the issue, celebrated the decision on Truth Social, calling it a huge win for the Republican Party and America in Virginia. We have a full list of responses from lawmakers over on our website, WDBJ7.com.
So right there, you have, you heard it from the elected officials. So you first heard it from senior senator, Virginia senior Senator Mark Warner, who's up for re-election, and you heard it from U.S. Junior Senator Tim Kaine. Both of them said clear as day that I would have, if Supreme Court knew it was, if they had this thought process, then why did they move forward when to let this go on the ballot? Because guess what? Over 3 million people already voted in favor for it. So now you tell us you could have told us sooner, before the 3 million plus people had already cast their vote in favor for it. Now, you heard Warner, I respect their decision, but again, you can't ignore the fact that the voters voted on this. So once it's kind of back and forth, because even though gerrymandering by itself is, I hate gerrymandering. I just hate it. I really do. I don't like it at all. It takes the power. It's a power grab thing. It takes the power out of the voters. Now, voters said, no, in this case, we have a decision to make. We vote yes. So now you're going to ignore 3 million people and say, no, we're going to let the courts decide. And so, of course, the Republicans see it as a huge win. Trump is saying, oh, this is a big win. This is a big win. But now let's see what would occur, since this has already been voted in favor. Let's see what will happen now. Because if this is the case, if it's going to stay like this for right now, let's see moving forward what would occur. Right? Let's see what's gonna occur. Because it will be so hilarious if now Republicans, which they wouldn't be able to do it here in Virginia because it's majority Democratic led led government. You got Democratic governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general, Democratic majority led Senate, Democratic majority led House. So it's blue throughout, right? It's blue throughout. Let me read you more about this though, from the Virginia Mercury. The Supreme Court, as I mentioned, struck down the voter-approved redistricting, upholding a lower court ruling that had declared the measure unconstitutional less than 24 hours after the previous week's special election, and briefly halted its implementation. Now, state Democrats later said they would appeal the decision to Supreme Court of the United States. The High Court found that the amendment itself was flawed because lawmakers approved the proposal after voting had already started in the 2025 House of Delegates elections, depriving more than 1.3 million Virginians of an opportunity to weigh in the issues when choosing their representation. Now, the 4-3 ruling leaves the state's current congressional districts map, which gives Democrats a 6-5 advantage in place throughout the 2026 midterm elections and the rest of the decade, instead of proposed districts that Democrats believe could produce a 10-1 advantage. Again, I mean, 10-1 is a stretch. We're over here literally talking on the previous show about how Tennessee is doing 9-0, which was, again, it's insane. So look, we can't be talking about 10-1. 10-1 was a stretch. It was a stretch. It was a stretch in my honest opinion. In my honest opinion, it was a far stretch. The decision affirms the ruling by a Tazewell County judge who had blocked the amendment, siding with Republican challengers who argued the General Assembly failed to follow required constitutional procedures. Now, in the opinion, the justice said Article is at 12. No. I believe Article 12, Section 1 of Virginia's constitution requires an intervening general election between the legislature's first and second approval of constitutional amendments, so voters can evaluate candidates based on their stance on the proposal. Now, the purpose of this article is to give voters the opportunity to participate in the process of amending their constitution. Now, Justice D. Arthur Kelsey wrote for the majority, the Commonwealth in this case ended denying over 1.3 million Virginians their constitutional right to have a voice in the debate over whether their constitution should be amended. Now, State Senator Ryan McDougal Republican out of Hanover, the Senate Republican leader, and once one of the appealees in the case praised the ruling as a reaffirmation of Virginia's constitutional process. Now, the Supreme Court ruling, this is a quote from McDougal. He said, the Supreme Court ruling today affirms that we all know you cannot violate the constitution to change the Constitution. He added that the decision showed even the General Assembly must follow the law. He called the ruling not a partisan one, it's a constitutional one, and said every Virginian wins. Again, I look at it like this. This whole battle was to fight with Washington because Trump is trying to gain more seats. And it is a win for Republicans around the United States because you got Trump most likely receiving more seats from Tennessee, from Louisiana, from Florida. He already receives some more in Texas. This is what happens. So Virginians was trying to say, no, we got to do something about it so he won't try to win the majority. But Supreme Court said, and it's going to continue to be a back and forth. I mean, I think it's done now. It's just unfortunate because most Virginians said, we're tired of what we see in Washington. We're feeling the effects. High grocery prices, gas prices high as hell, affordable housing. Where is it? Okay, there is no affordable housing anymore. Like, it's insane for everybody. House Minority Leader Terry Gilgord, Republican out of Scott, another appealee, praised the decision as a reaffirmation that the constitutional amendment procedures must be strictly followed regardless of political considerations. He said today's ruling established once again that the Constitution of Virginia means what it is. Said the rule of the law requires that Virginians have an opportunity to review a constitutional amendment before they voted for the House of Delegates in meaningful way. You cannot violate the Constitution to amend the Constitution. Now, I'm going to continue to talk a little more about this, but I'm looking at my time and I'm running a little low, but we're going to continue this on the next show. But I just think this is a huge L for Democrats. You have Senator pro tempore Luis Lucas, who was a key leader in the Democratic Party, the Virginia Democratic Party. Office getting raided. Okay. Office getting raided by the FBI. And it's political. I mean, come on. She was front and center. Luis has always been known for, very aggressive on the mouth, and she don't care. She's Virginia's Maxine Waters. Okay, she is Virginia's Maxine Waters. They are very similar. That being said, you see the FBI raiding her office, ongoing investigation. Now, moments later, you see the Supreme Court saying, no, we're not going to follow along. We're going to keep the maps at 6-5. Again, we're in midterm season right now. And what can the Attorney General really do? What can Jay Jones really do besides have them pause this? I don't know if they will come back or continue to do motions. I don't know. We don't know. But at this point, it's so draining because all of the advertising ads and the mailing ads, oh my goodness, it was so draining with this whole 10-1, don't guess, vote yeah. It was a lot, or vote no. It was so much. And there's still signs out there. If you walk out, you're still gonna see some redistricting signs out there. So again, y'all, we're gonna continue this convo on the next show. But as of right now, it's a win for the Republicans out in Virginia, L for the Virginia Democrats. We'll talk more about this whole redistricting battle happening across this nation here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Until then, my friends, peace and blessings. Stay safe out there. Stay informed. I will talk to you soon for another great convo here on the show.
That That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.